Welcome to Brave Healer Productions. It's time to experience what's possible. Welcome, everyone. I'm Laura DeFranco, the CEO of Brave Healer Productions, where we are helping the world experience what's possible. And here today to help me with that mission are some of the amazing authors of one of our newest books. This is called Healthy for Life: Foundational Skills for Parents, Teachers, Mentors, and the Kids They Love. And before I introduce these experts to you today, you guys, I am going to say a huge thank you to our lead author, Dr. Ilana Zablosky-Amir. Ilana, we would not be here without you today. You had a huge vision and mission for this project, which I am very grateful for. The stellar cast of co-author experts that you brought into this book is going to give the world such a gift. And y'all are going to start to hear it as I talk about some of these topics with these experts today. So get ready. And who are they? So Gina Bria is here. She's an anthropologist and founder of the Hydration Foundation, featuring hydration strategies from around the world that are better than all that guzzling from water bottles. I love that, Gina. Dr. Heather Sherline is here. She's an acupuncture physician and doctor of acupuncture and Chinese medicine. She helps her patients live better lives every day with the power of Chinese medicine. Laurel Parker Chan is with us. She's an expert in applied quantum biophysics who helps her clients restore their bodies, natural circadian rhythm, and optimize metabolism through light signaling. Monique Bogny is also here. She's an expert in holistic nutrition who helps her clients transform their lives by changing their relationship with food. Oh my goodness, this is going to be a juicy conversation today. Gina, you're going to start the party off. Are you ready?
I am. I'm so looking forward to this conversation. It's really wonderful. Thank you.
All right. I know you are. I can feel it from all of you today. Take a minute to introduce your chapter and tell everyone a little bit about the why behind it for you.
Great. Thank you. Yes. Well, in this wonderful book, Healthy for Life, I love it. That I'm chapter 5. And my title is You're Guzzling, but You're Not Hydrating. The best water is found in food. So, as a young anthropologist, I never expected to stumble upon a discovery that would affect so many people and change the way we have to think about hydration, finding a better way than guzzling all those bottles of water, which is a terrible way to hydrate. And that happened solely because I decided to do research among desert communities and how they were hydrating pre-industrially. So I was doing the basic anthropology research, asking this simple question: how can these people be more hydrated than we are when they don't have any water? So that's the big why, to bring better hydration and a broad strategy for hydrating in our crazy industrial life, stress life.
Well, that piece, your chapter was an aha for me. I'm sure it's going to be an aha for many people, because drink more water, please. Like, hello, like these messages are in front of our face, but they're also coming at us from all kinds of athletic coaches and health coaches and doctors and you name it. So you're going to think this is funny, but I think I remember, just correct me if I'm getting the food wrong, but I think you talked about chia seeds, didn't you?
Okay. I love chia seeds, yeah.
Well, so give us just a little taste of what this is about in terms of that example.
Okay, so why I'm urging people to get better water from water locked in foods, because that water's already been touched by nature through two fields. One is soil and the minerals that food pulls up, crops and plants pull up when they grow. And secondly, from sunlight and the energy stored inside of food makes the water locked in food much different than coming out of our taps, which has been already disorganized because of water treatment facilities and the way we go about the water. When you eat water from food such as chia seed, what happens is you're getting water that's already been reorganized by nature itself, especially the soil minerals and the sunlight. The sunlight turns out to be hugely important in terms of water organization, and the sunlight actually concentrates the water inside of food and makes more water available, more organized water. It makes it so much more efficient that you can bring your liquid water, which is very disorganized molecularly, way down. So chia seeds are a desert plant. That's how I discovered them throughout South America and even the United States. And it is a food that you can watch this process happen. And that's why it's so impressive. If you put a little bit of chia, how could a dry seed, be more hydrating, right? But if you put it in a little bit of water and you watch the seed develop a globe of gel around it, you can actually watch this process. That globe of water is almost plasma like. It's actually the amniotic fluid of the seed to be planted well and be able to flourish. And this strategy of getting that kind of food in our life is astounding. And I'll tell you just a very quick story about chia seed. When I started doing this research, I was getting phone calls from my mother's nursing home telling me they had to hospitalize her for dehydration yet again. So I'm in this story very personally, Laura. I have my mom on the phone, the staff saying, what should we do? Can we do what, we don't want this to happen again. And I'm like, I'm holding the research showing that if she had some chia seeds every day, we would extend her her hydration profile for almost 2/3 more than the water she wasn't drinking, because of course she didn't want to create extra pee time for her staff. So this is a fantastic strategy. I just sent chia seeds, ground up chia seeds, because she had diverticulitis and they didn't want to feed her seeds, but powdered form in any kind of liquid, tea, coffee. I like to put it in coconut milk because you get this fantastic pudding, and it doesn't make you pee because all the water's absorbed in your body. So, wow, I had to get that information out. Thank you for helping me do that.
Yeah, bonus. It doesn't make you pee. I love that. Gina, thank you. Thanks for saying yes to this project and for being here today. You guys are going to learn so much in each one of these chapters. It makes me excited. Yeah, chia pudding, right? Who does that one, right? Little coconut. Yeah, like I think all of we all know the chia seed secret. Heather, are you ready to introduce your chapter and give us a little bit of your why?
Hi, I'm Dr. Heather Sherline. I am an acupuncture physician and a doctor of acupuncture and Chinese herbal medicine. And my chapter is on my favorite topic, constipation and poop. My name chapter is Poop is Pivotal, Energy Flow to Help You Go.
You guys, we're going from pee to poop. I mean, how perfect is this? This is like the best ever. All right, Heather, keep it going.
So I am super proud to be part of this project because it teaches people how to be healthy for life. It gives them foundational skills that they can carry in their everyday lives, which is what we do as people every day, right? People in this field, we want to help our patients feel better, live better lives. So I talk to them about poop all the time. And Gina, I can't wait to read your chapter. I need to go back and read your chapter because the chia seeds is part of part of a healthy gut too. It also helps you poop, it lubricates your intestines. So so many of these topics flow together, and I'm getting goosebumps. I'm so excited for this book. But anyways, why I do what I do? I watched a lot of my family deteriorate from things that I know now were preventable. I'm 45. I started my journey in medicine when I was 26. So there was a gap there where I watched my older family members just, be dehydrated. They weren't pooping, dementia, and Alzheimer's. And they were things that, if you live a certain lifestyle, you can prevent now. So I'm hoping that the information in this book will help whoever reads it be healthier and avoid those kind of chronic debilitating conditions. But I love poop because you can learn so much from poop by just looking in your bowl, right? So, do you have little pebbles? Do you have diarrhea? Is it too watery? Like there's so many things you can learn about your poop. And Laura, I actually signed up to write my Brave book next year. So I'm going to write a book all about poop, which I'm super excited for.
So acupuncture, just going to confess, is my mode of medicine. She is my primary practitioner, and I've learned so much, and so over the years I've met different people, and when the first question is about your bowel movement, you're like, really, like what, so you're talking a lot about it, but give us just one little nugget of what does that mean? So if we have constipation, that's bad, but beyond bad, tell us why we need to do something about it.
So generally, if you're constipated, you might feel hot in other areas. Some people get hot flashes, some people get anxiety, night sweats, that sort of thing. One of the big symptoms of constipation too is that if you're a menstruating female, you'll get terrible periods, right? So it tells me that your system doesn't have it has issues with processing things, right? So that gives me a lot of information as to how I'm able to treat my patients and get things moving again. And it is a fantastic form of medicine, and older than even, like Gina's an anthropologist, like it's part of anthropology, it's part of ancient medicine. So it's a great way to take care of yourself naturally.
Dr. Heather, thank you so much for being here, saying yes to this project.
Thanks for having me, Laura.
There's so much more, you guys, to learn. I can't wait for you to read these chapters. I'm going to keep repeating that. Laurel, are you ready? Introduce your chapter for us and give us a little bit of your why.
Hey, thanks for having me on. I'm Laurel. My chapter is chapter 10, The Rhythm of the Sun, using light for mood, metabolism, and more. And like you said, I am an expert in applied quantum biophysics. Been a biophysics nerd my whole life. And, growing up in a naturopathic, herbalist, Chinese medicine home environment, I really felt like I was the epitome of health and wellness. And in my early 20s, I got hit with a strange, out of nowhere diagnosis of an ovarian cyst, which blew my mind how I was already in the know with all things nutrition, movement, health, herbs. And that really pushed me down the path of like, what am I missing? And it allowed me to marry my love for physics with my love for biology and helping people. And that's where I found applied quantum biophysics, where seeing that, like Gina said, the sun is so key to our health and such a vital aspect of health that we have not been putting enough attention on. So that has helped me understand so much about myself, as well as my clients who seemingly had endless means to get the best health possible, but couldn't reach the next level for themselves. When I introduced, using light signaling, immediately things start changing. And it's just been such a pivotal role in everyone's health I've worked with.
Okay, so are those circadian glasses?
Absolutely. These are blue light blocking glasses.
Yes. So like you got to love it when someone shows up looking like Elton John and you know why they're doing it, right? So like I have them. I wish I had them here. I'd put them on with you. I should have them here at my desk in front of my desktop computer. And I'm learning about this recently from a gal who's been helping me. So I've got the yellow ones and the red ones. What's do you think is the most important thing you would tell people about like why you're wearing those glasses? What's, how's it helping you?
Yeah. So like I said, we have never really been introduced into how light affects our health. And it turns out when you get down to that deep, deep level of physics, which is the underlying rules that all chemistry, all biology plays by, we find out that light is the signaling molecules that allows for the metabolism to work the way it does at the correct times it does. So for me, I am going to be on the computer for a few more hours after this doing some work, and I know I don't need a huge cortisol surge to keep me anxious or up throughout the day, well, throughout the night. So wearing blue light blockers that truly block out all of the blue light help me keep my energy at optimal levels so I can produce the highest quality content I can. And a tip I would give to people is respect the sun. And that doesn't mean go out all day long and, you know, stare at the sun, be naked under the sun, although that's really fun. I will say you want to respect the rhythm of the sun. And that's why I titled my chapter that when the sun goes down, more often than not, we're turning on all the lights in the house to keep our daily life going, when really that's nature's signal to us, hey, get into rest mode. It's time to recover and restore the body's natural harmony, the natural energy. And as that sun comes up, so many of us are closing the blinds, but that's the best moment to start your day and really tune in to the world around us and see what we can create.
I love these tips just again, because recently I've felt pretty dramatic, amazing effects from tuning in to that cycle and honoring the sun, like you said. Laurel, thank you so much for saying yes to this project and for being here today. Monique, tell us everything. Give us a minute to introduce your chapter and give us the why behind it.
Sure. Thanks, Laura. So my chapter is chapter 3. It's how to be confident and creative in the kitchen, preparing nourishing meals that heal. So my why is we live in a sea of packaged food with weird ingredients. And how I healed my own body was bringing it back to basics, fruits and vegetables. Everybody knows they have to eat more fruits and vegetables. And we seem to have forgotten how do we do that? Because there's so many other options available. And so I give some tips on just how to very simply do that. And I'm going to bring it to Gina with the chia seeds. When I first started my journey a few decades ago, just how do I eat more healthy? How do I get fruits and vegetables in? I took this raw vegan cooking class and she introduced me to chia seeds. I'd never heard of them before. And I learned how to make chia pudding and I learned how to make green juice and I learned how to make a green smoothie. I'm like, oh, these are great ways to get it in. So I went home that day, bought my Vitamix, bought my juicer, and the rest is history. And I also, not only am I passionate about nutrition, I love cooking. So I became a chef. So I'm here to help people, how do we make it, how do we do this, right? How do we simply eat more fruits and vegetables?
Yeah, and you're making
very basic.
And that is good. And it's another reason why I love the book and how you all are helping people just come on in at that level 1. And you're making it simple. Foundational is really important because of the amount of overwhelm out there, especially for food. So Monique, if someone's struggling to make it easy, what's your best food tip for the fruits and veggies? Like, how can I do this? What does that make you think of? What would you tell people?
So I meet people where they're at and I ask them what they're eating and I teach people how to make what they're eating more nourishing. And one way to do that is just adding more vegetables. Let's say you're making pasta. People just eat a bowl of pasta. Well, hey, let's add a few handfuls of spinach. What vegetables do you have on hand? So it's kind of reimagining the meal. People just don't feel nutritious. And, I love green smoothies because you can pack so much nutrition in that. And it's so many fruits and vegetables, and you're getting so much hydrating nourishment all in one setting. So yeah, that's one thing I talk about in the chapter is just really easy ways that people don't seem to think about. We forget, right? Because again, we live in a packaged world, but a lot of people dine out. And so when we are wanting to create healthier meals at home, how do we do that? It's simply just adding in more vegetables, adding in the fruits.
Yeah, I love it. Thank you. Thanks for that. Helping people make it easy. I know that's a thing for me. So lots of your chapters were for me. You didn't know it, but lots of them were the hydration chapter, all of the beautiful foundational, make it easy kinds of things. It's like, here's what you guys need to know. We've been taught something that maybe isn't going to serve us, from how we were brought up or raised by our mentors and teachers and parents. It may not be the greatest thing today. A huge thank you to all four of you for being here and saying yes to this, but also taking that challenge I gave you to give me a real story about your life that helped people learn about how you got to doing what you're doing today. And then you're giving a practical strategy or a tool in this book, which I think is the hugest gift, because you all are master teachers. And it's quite a thing to do that with your clients. But when someone says, hey, get it in black and white in the book now so that the reader can have, that experience. And you all did that so brilliantly. So I have so much gratitude to you all for that. Heather, I'm going to come to you for this next question. Everything that we do here in terms of publishing these beautiful book titles is on a foundation of holistic. Why holistic? Why is this important to think this way?
I think it's really important to think about the entire body system as how it functions together, because we're not just a part, we're a part of a whole. And you have to take into consideration how that whole system works. I mean, listen, I originally signed up for Western medicine school, and one of the things that I did not like about it was the fact that they only looked at a part. If you diagnose somebody with this condition, they don't look at how it affects the whole body as a whole, which is why it doesn't work as well as we would like it to. And I think that's why holistic medicine works so much better, because you take into consideration everything that's going on. How is the person feeling? How are they sleeping? What's their emotions like? What's their living situation? What are they eating? Things into play in a holistic vision. That's when you can heal the whole person, not just a part.
Heather, thank you so much for kicking that question off like you did so brilliantly. And this is a question we could talk about for hours, this why holistic, right? Laurel, what's your 2 cents about this?
One of my favorite things to say is don't treat the symptoms, treat the terrain. I love to tell my clients how much we are an entire ecosystem in and of ourselves. Each person walking is a planet themselves, and our consciousness is just the God. I like to think of those symptoms as our little beings on our planets asking prayers, asking for our help. And it's just learning to connect with the body and learn the language of the body through the symptoms, right, is how we can fully treat that terrain in that holistic way. I love it. All things
Yeah,
holistic. Yeah.
nice. And I mean, even just the first two of you starting to answer this question, this is like one of the reasons for the collaborations that we do. It's like we're going to hear this answer said in all of your beautiful, unique ways. It's making me excited. Okay. Monique, how would you add to that? Why holistic?
Well, I agree. We got to treat the terrain, and what we put in our body, what we put on our body, it all affects our health. And personally speaking, I mean, and I love it. We're talking about poop. I had chronic constipation. Nobody told me you were supposed to poop every day. And once I realized this, and that was my goal, well, how do I poop better? And so that was my journey, learning about food that would help me have better digestion. And once I had better digestion, you know, uh, all the conditions went away. I lost weight. I was able to poop and I was able to feel good. And so that's what I really want people to know, that you can feel good in your body by choosing food that's medicine.
Yes, nice. I'm gonna have this new question now. I might have to put this on a meme or something. How do I poop better? That will solve so many problems. Like seriously. Gina, I know it's hard to be last on this question. Everyone is answering it so brilliantly, but I know you have your 2 cents.
So because I'm an anthropologist, I'm sort of forced out of just looking at the body as an ecology that's authentic and an integrated system in and of itself into a community that's also an integrate. We're nested dolls, so we sit inside. Really can't have health without community. We all are infecting each other and supporting each other to become a whole system. But then that nested doll of a body, which is its own ecology, in a community, which is its own ecology, which is then runs a new relationship between all of us. Then we are nested in a environment, and that environment then is nested in a cosmos, in a planetary system. And this is why the hydration question becomes so interesting, because water is passing information and energy into every one of those systems. And so it's the communication between all those systems. And when you have hydration, you're affecting the meridian system of the body, right? And water, one of its main functions is to pass electricity, increase electricity so you can be alive and get up in the morning, and also food information. So water's really there to take basal and make that basal information available to all your tissues. And then especially interesting, I have found, and I'm really fascinated in the new research on the relationship of our body, our water of body, us as a body of water, with light. And again, I've referred to how the plants pick up light, that's light information. But in this whole system, the planets, and especially our sun, is sending information into us every day according to how well hydrated we are. And that is the master combination between water and light and sound and food. If we're packaging all this for our book, so you get the fundamentals of that, then you understand, wow, I'm living in a much bigger support system than I ever dreamed. And I just need to tap into that.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Oh, I hope y'all are having the aha moments, those of you listening. If you aren't watching the video, if you were, you'd be seeing 5 people's heads nodding about every time someone speaks. We're like, we're going to have whiplash over here. That is spectacular and a really interesting way to think about holistic foundation. All right. So you guys, this world of health and wellness, it can be so overwhelming when you're searching for solutions, especially when you're in pain or desperate for some reason to find a solution for something that's going on for you. So, Laurel, what is your best tip for understanding and vetting all the information and even the practitioners out there to help us choose the best for ourselves, but also for our kids? How would you help someone start on that journey in terms of the information?
Yeah, great question. And I think it relates directly back to that last question, because we are that beautiful planetary system in ourselves. And when we listen to the body, it is going to tell us exactly what we need. More often than not, when I start working with a client, they're like, I've been thinking about starting grounding or trying to filter out my water in a different way. And I'm like, yeah, your body's telling you exactly what you need. And I'm so glad you picked up that signal and you're ready to try it and you're looking for help in doing so. So my biggest tip is don't be freaked out by the symptoms, but try to go beyond that, go inward and listen to what it's trying to tell you that might take you to the next level.
Yeah. I mean, if y'all just rewind the video and listen to that one more time, because if you're connected with yourself, your body, your intuition, the messages that you have coming all day long, this is a pretty profound golden nugget of awareness there. Laurel. Monique, I'm coming to you for this. You know, it's the overwhelm of information, and especially in your lane with food, it's so overwhelming. How can we vet the information the best? What's your tip there?
Well, when we're at the grocery store, and I know everybody hears it, but we shop the perimeter. We start in the produce aisle. You know, we fill up the basket with all of the rainbow, all of the different colors of fruits and food after reading the ingredients to make sure there's no poison in it.
I like keeping it simple like that. Shop the perimeter, y'all. Shop the perimeter. And the rainbow, which is an easy thing to remember when you're at the store, right? Thank you, Monique. There is so much overwhelm in it, and the second you hit the internet to try and find an answer to something, it gets a little worse, right? But when you're back at your grocery store shopping for your food, it's going to be that same answer every single time. Monique is reminding me of that. It's like it's back to that basic thing every time, no matter what. Okay, Gina, you're next on this one. What do you want to add?
Well, I love the idea of getting food into your system in ways that you didn't quite expect. So I love the smoothies. I think they're fantastic. But I was going to just offer this tip for people who are doing takeout. We all know we're desperately busy, but instead of plopping your takeout dinner on a bowl of rice or from a carton of rice, plop it on a big salad. Just have it on hand and always have it on hand. And you've changed that meal dramatically. A romaine lettuce leaf is 98% water, right? And that's going to make all of the food that you eat release its information into your system at a much higher level. So you find you're getting nutrition, better nutrition, more nutrition just by adding these hydrating strategies. And there are other strategies. The food is so important. It's so exciting. We love our food. We should really enjoy it, right? It's information coming in and releasing its information into our body to run well as a whole system. But then other ways of hydrating are really important. And that changes your hydration percentage right away. For example, movement organizes water molecules in your muscle cells. So if you just flap your arms around or get up and walk around while you're on the phone, you are hydrating. You are literally creating water inside your own body. And then if you get outside and you get sunshine on yourself, it doesn't take long for the water molecules to organize and become much more efficient. And light, we're as an anthropologist, look at how we live. We're indoors all the time. And that is severing vast amounts of information from our world, our environment, our ecology that wants to help us. So just getting out, it can be very short. 5-minute walk is a phase change in the water molecular structure. 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 1 minute. I stick my head out the window in the morning and I listen to a song. That's all I need for that phase change. So that's a tip too.
That's perfect and very encouraging because
Yes.
I think we get overwhelmed that we have to do it for an hour or whatever. And so that I like that tip. Also, are y'all making your grocery list? So chia seeds and romaine are on my list right now. Okay. This is good. All right, Heather, what do you want to add in terms of just like helping people start on this journey and it being overwhelming? Like, where are you going to start them?
So food is medicine. I love that. And I talk about this with my patients every day, but I love the salad idea. I think what really didn't exist 100 years ago, don't eat it. I know we're all super busy. Like I myself have 2 small kids. Like I get it. I totally get it. But we live in a world where the healthier options are being more available now. Like if you go to the grocery store, they might have cut up chicken. If they have bagged salads ready to go, like you can choose organic, eat more fruits and vegetables. buy a bag of rice cauliflower microwave, but you know, it's a vegetable. It's at least something better than, you know, French fries from McDonald's. You know, cut up your potatoes and put them in the oven. There's just healthier choices, and food prep. If you're prepared for the week, you'll make better choices. So I try to help my patients and myself too be prepped for the week. So that way, or even for the day, so that when you know what you're eating and you can make solid, healthier choices.
Food prep is big. It's a big game changer for a lot of people. Got to get a new habit formed in that, of course, but that is such a game changer. All right. So I have one big question left for all of you today. You're going to want to tell me 100 things, but I'm going to ask you to pick one. Okay. There's so much here. There's so much juicy stuff in this book, you guys. Monique, what's the one most important thing you want listeners to know today about staying healthy for life?
Ooh, that's a good one. I feel like it's already been said here that, our bodies are constantly talking to us, and we can trust what our body says and what our bodies are guiding us to do. And that's including food. Now, of course, we have to pay attention if we're having a craving that we know is not healthy, right? That's something else. But I want people to know that you can still eat food that comforts you and nourishes you at the same time so that you can feel the best in your body. And I love teaching people how to do that and how to get them excited about cooking. So many people don't know how to cook, and let's bring that skill back, and you can learn that skill at any time, and nobody needs to feel bad about it. Let's just, start wherever you're at.
Yes, perfect. You can start with wherever you are at. And I have been in this frustration or the overwhelm or just plain tired and feel like I don't have the energy to food prep and all, these different things that we're talking about. So get some help with that, you guys. Like, have a little coach help you out, and have a friend, have an accountability partner in it. It really, really, really helps. Okay, Gina, I know it's a big question. What's the most important thing you want people to know about staying healthy for life?
The hydration is your first intervention. It's the simplest and it's the most profound. And there are better ways to hydrate besides guzzling all that tainted water, treated water. And the top list of hydration strategies that are outside guzzling your water bottle are eating plenty of water foods. Foods just have amazing water. That cauliflower is 94% water. So we rethink what food is and where we're getting our water. Recognize that water is a distribution system. You have to move, but it can be very gentle, small movements. And that starts the water system flowing within you, and it hydrates tissues that you wouldn't ordinarily hydrate. So moving is essential. It's the second half of hydration. Put it in, move it around. And thirdly, collaborate with nature. You must get outside. The trees are standing there waiting to send information to you that will support you, get you in a better mood. They love you. And that sunlight is essential. So it doesn't matter. Anytime first morning sunlight is the start of the whole world. The birds wake up, your body wakes up, everything. We need to be collaborating and living differently. So get outside, eat beautiful foods, get some movement, and you can do that all in your morning slot. Your first 2 hours of the morning can take care of all of that. So
You can get a lot done early in the morning. All right, cauliflower's on my list. I got 3 things on my list now. This is good. It's getting there. Dr. Heather, what's your answer to this? What's that one thing you want people to know about staying healthy for life?
I want them to know it's possible. And you don't have to get overwhelmed with doing all of the things. Even if you choose one thing today and fix that one thing today, you're on a better road. And then you just keep changing things as you go. And it's a lifelong journey. It's a process. It's not, it's a journey, not a destination. So every day matters.
Excellent advice. Okay, Laurel, you're going to close us out on this question today. What's your addition to this?
I think it all wraps up perfectly, because what I have in mind is that exactly how Heather ended it, life is a journey. And just like light molecules and every other molecule on this universe travel through time up and down in a periodic sine wave, so is our health journey. So expect the highs, expect the lows, and be ready to be true to yourself, compassionate with yourself throughout. It's all just a long roller coaster ride. And keep those hands in the air and have fun.
I love that as a last message. We do have to remember not to take everything so seriously. Now, put your hand, I ride with my hands up, Laurel. I do. I love roller coasters, hands up all the way. To all of you today, a huge, huge thanks. Gina, Heather, Laurel, Monique, thank you so much for what you do in the world and for being here to share it with everyone, being in this book to share your brilliance. You guys, this is so much more than a book. So to you listeners today, maybe you heard something today that's given you the goosebumps, that you got an idea that you never heard before. Maybe you've got a question or you need some support. Drop down into the show notes, because everybody is hooked up with their websites. And I want you to go explore what these experts are up to. It is amazing. It is a lot of brilliance, master teachings in this book, but they're there and ready for you to reach out and ask your questions. So please do that. And we hope that you hop over to Amazon to grab your copy of Healthy for Life today. I've got the link down below. Lastly, today, everyone, remember, your words change the world when you're brave enough to share them. So it is time to be brave. See you next time, everyone.